Good evening. Police have launched an investigation after a woman fell from a third-floor window of a block of flats in Southampton. She was found by police on the ground by Mead House in Salisbury Street. The woman, who's believed to be in her 20s, is in a critical condition in hospital. Detectives want to speak to anyone who may have seen what happened or who saw a person leaving the block of flats at 10:45 yesterday morning. 30 firefighters have tackled a house fire near Romsey overnight. 2 adults and 3 children had to be rescued from the home in Stambridge Lane in Albridge. The property was severely damaged by fire and smoke. Nobody was injured. A Portsmouth-based warship has rescued 14 sailors from the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. HMS Dragon was scrambled to rescue the 60-foot Clyde Challenger after it lost its mast in rough waters. The crew waited for 20 hours for the boat to reach them. The Royal Navy ship worked alongside a Hercules from RAF Bryce Norton in Oxfordshire to save the sailors, but their yacht had to be abandoned. Nobody was injured. Well, you can see more on that story and much more by logging on to our website. Just go to itv.com/news/Meridian. Detectives are searching for a missing man from Oxfordshire. Mark Robinson, who's 53, hasn't been seen since the 26th of January in Chinner. He was wearing a suit and a grey overcoat and carrying a black leather shoulder bag. The Royal Sussex County Hospital in Brighton contains some of the oldest buildings in the NHS, dating back almost 200 years. Well, now the hospital is at the centre of one of the most expensive redesigns in the country, costing nearly £500 million. But while 8 years of work goes on, patients have to be looked after as normal. Now, with the first 12 months completed, Andy Dickinson went to see how the hospital is getting on.
This hospital was built 20 years before Florence Nightingale began practising as a nurse, 60 years even before the X-ray was discovered. Perhaps unsurprising then that it now needs a dramatic overhaul.
We're seeing buildings demolished before our eyes. We're about to see a huge hole dug, which will go down 2 stories of chalk. And by moving out of the terribly dilapidated, asbestos-filled buildings that had existed and been in clinical use since 1887. They are now in a brand spanking new building with space.
Space that makes room for this £600,000 scanner that allows doctors to see the very structure of a patient's organs. Geoffrey Price was the first to use it.
I found it quite an enlightening experience. I do believe the NHS does need it, and when you actually see how these machines function and what they can do, it saves an awful lot of intrusive procedures to be taking place.
This massive transformation will see new facilities for more than 40 different wards and departments. 200 inpatients moved from these 19th century buildings behind me, increasing capacity, even adding a helipad. At a cost of some £484 million, even the hospital's historic facade will go, all against the backdrop of a constant stream of patients needing care.
It is quite challenging sometimes, so having this new building here, even though it's a temporary one, is amazing. We can deliver the care that we want to deliver and that people deserve. So it is very important. So even though the building work is really hard to deal with, we know that what will happen at the end of it is something amazing like this.
It won't solve everything that the NHS is facing, and there are problems that have been well rehearsed in the press around funding. They've been well rehearsed around community service provision. But what this does is allow us to provide secondary and tertiary care in a facility that is fit for purpose. Better than that, cutting edge.
The new hospital not set to open until 2024. Andy Dickinson, ITV News, Brighton.
Well, it's time now to have a look at the all-important weather forecast with all the details for the week ahead. Here's Philippa.
From puddles to paddling, driving through Europe. Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Hello there. Well, it's certainly been a chilly old weekend across the region, but for the week ahead, it's looking less cold, becoming milder, winds easing down as well, and a mixture of bright or sunny spells and showers. So we can see what's currently going on. We're sandwiched between high pressure to the northeast and low pressure down towards the southwest, bringing in a feed of cold winds off the near continent. But over the next few days, those winds will take more of a southwesterly turn, introducing somewhat milder air. So back to the here and now. Still a few showers around this evening, but clearing by midnight to leave us with largely dry conditions, rather cloudy skies, and still a fairly windy picture across all parts. Temperatures generally hovering a couple of degrees above freezing. So tomorrow morning, a chilly start, especially so in that wind. A rather cloudy start initially, but the clouds soon thinning and breaking, some lovely wintry sunshine coming through, and that taking us well into the afternoon, staying dry as well. Temperature-wise, some recovery on the weekend temperatures. Highs tomorrow probably peaking 9 or perhaps 10 degrees for the lucky few. Add on the easterly breeze though, and feeling quite a bit fresher than that. And then looking ahead, well, as I said, it will turn milder, winds easing down, and temperatures at least by day generally into double figures. Bye-bye.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian Weather.
Well, thanks very much, Philippa. That's it from the weekend team. We'll be back with Good Morning Britain tomorrow from 6 o'clock. Do join us for that if you can. But from everyone here on the weekend team, thanks for watching and have a very good evening. Bye-bye.